Azaz is giving us fragments of coal. I love it. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Let's see what our vendors have today.
Chroniclers in the...
Okay, Bound Affix Script, Savagery and Prophecy. Add Savagery and Prophecy buffs increasing weapon and spell critical chance. Bound Focus Script, Disease Damage. Adds disease damage. Bound Focus Script, Generate Ultimate. Adds ultimate generation. And Bound Signature Script, Leeching Thirst. Adds a heal for percentage of damage done. Time to move on to the Telvar Merchant. We're at Here's the Stone, the Telvar Merchant.
It's not like we've over.
First up, we have Eastmarch treasure maps. I definitely don't recommend these at 6,000 Telvar apiece, but Eastmarch brings us Akaviri Dragonguard, Fjord's Legacy, and Stendar's Embrace for gear. Also, you have a chance for getting the leads for Ancestral Nord legs or shields motifs. They're pretty cheap from guild traders, so I still don't think it's worth it. All right, our scripts. Bound Affix Script, Brutality and Sorcery. Adds Brutality and Sorcery buffs increasing weapon and spell damage. Bound Focus Script, Immobilization. Adds an immobilization effect. Bound Signature Script, Thief's Swiftness. Adds improvement to your mobility. Next, we have Fragment of the Black Maw. This is for the Silver Bolt's Vibrant Yellow skill style. When you combine it with the other pieces, this particular fragment drops out of the Shrine of the Black Maw Delve in Shadowfen. Remember, these are going to be a guaranteed drop your first time killing the boss in that delve. I don't think it's worth 5,000 Telvar. That's all you have to do. Our leads. First up is Ancestor Silk Ribbon. This one is for the Torque of the Last Alien King and drops out of Infinite Archive. I didn't find this one too difficult to get. If you are struggling with it, make sure you're killing the side bosses. I find a lot of leads drop from there. Next up, Ormine Ancestral Signet. This is for the Ring of the Pale Order and drops from Treasure Chests and Bankerai. Again, I didn't have a whole lot of trouble with this. I haven't really heard of other people having trouble. I definitely don't think it's worth 25,000 Telvar. And our jewelry this week, Necklace of the Black Rose and Ring of the Black Rose, and Necklace and Ring of Plague Break. And let's head over to Infinite Archive. Okay, and now it is time for the Infinite Archive vendor.
I had to use magic to carry...
Let's skip books for now. We're starting with our Bleak Rock Isle treasure map. At 2,000 archival fortunes, this one is not worth it. They are plenty cheap at guild traders. But if you're curious, Bleak Rock Isle and any of the starter islands will bring us Armor of the Trainee. And in Bleak Rock, we have a chance of finding leads for the Ancestral Nord axes or helmets motifs. Next up are our scripts. We have Bound Affix Script Expedition. Adds Expedition, a buff increasing movement speed. Bound Affix Script Mangle. Adds Mangle, a debuff reducing max health. Bound Focus Script Multi-Target. Adds a multi-target hit. And Bound Signature Script Gladiator's Tenacity adds damage reduction. Our style page this week is Mighty Chujian's Shoulder. There it is. When the mask drops in Ruins of Mazatoon, you'll be able to find this from the Pledge Giver for sale for keys. I don't think it's worth 15,000 archival fortunes, but you may disagree. So here it is. Next up, companion equipment, medium armor. I never recommend armor. Any companion equipment you buy from him is going to be bound, and you're at the mercy of RNG as far as what trait you get. So if it's not a trait you want, all you can do is store it or destroy it. Not a good deal. Fragment of the Scrivener. This one is for the Annulment Vibrant Yellow skill style. It drops from the final boss of Scrivener's Hall dungeon. It's here for 5,000 archival fortunes if you need it, but it is a guaranteed drop the first time you do it. So if you're able to get a dungeon group together, that's probably the better way. Our leads. First up is Niswo Sacramental Wraps. This one is for the Gaze of Sithis. It is found in Forgotten Crypt's public dungeon in Deshaan from any of the bosses. So pretty easy one to get. Next up, Sacred Resin Lead. This one is for the Oakensoul Ring and is from random mobs in Malabal Tor. You may be struggling with this one a little bit. If you are, try the humanoid foes in Malabal Tor, not just any mob, but specifically humanoids. That seems to be where it's dropping. But if you're frustrated with it, it is here for 5,000 archival fortunes. Next is our Lost Grot Oak Acorn. Consume 25 Lost Grot Oak Acorns along with 25 unearthed Valenwood seedlings to unlock the Great Oaks from Little Acorns achievement and the Grot Oak Squirrel Pet. These drop from Gorn in Telvanni Peninsula. They're not too terribly difficult to get, but you will need 25 from Gorn and 25 from the other public dungeon in order to get your squirrel. And then we have our Unreliable Archive Map. Consume 20 Unreliable Archive Maps to unlock the Peer into the Mirror Maze achievement and the Shattered Mirror Maze face marks. Here are the face marks. I think at 7,000 archival fortunes each, when you need 20 of them, especially when they are guaranteed to drop eventually just from doing the dailies, I don't think this one is worth it, but your mileage may vary. Okay, and let's go back to our books. We have A Summoner's Guide to Nimics. This one drops an Infinite Archive. The Eidetic Memory is an Apocrypha, either on bookshelves in Apocrypha or on the ground in Bastion Nimics. It's a nice little open book with some faint writing on it. And then Archmagister Mavon's Ascension. I find this one to be very easy to get, honestly. It is in Infinite Archive, and the Eidetic Memory is also in Infinite Archive. In fact, if you look here, I have 6 of them total, and I don't believe I've ever bought one. So you may also have this one as well. Make sure you check before you buy it. Okay, and now let's run a couple arcs of Infinite Archive and see what gear is dropping this week. Okay, this week's stuff isn't great, but honestly, if they gave us all the good leads this week when people are traveling for Christmas, players would riot, right? So we just ran a quick arc of Infinite Archive, and looks like we have gear dropping from Grotwood. That includes Green Pact, Ranger's Gate, and Cirabane's Grip. And our DLC zone this week is Clockwork City. So we have Livewire, Mad Tinker, and Unfathomable Darkness dropping. Those, of course, will change again next Tuesday. So watch again then to see what's dropping next week. All right, that's it for now. We'll see you next time.